I'm one of the few lawyers in the state of Georgia, really, that handles daycare injuries. I have a family. I know the hurt that an injury for a child can cause their parents. As a parent, I'd rather go through it a million times and then some than ever have my son or my daughter go through an injury. And I know a lot of parents feel the same way. I remember when they were in daycare, I want to make sure that daycares are really an extension of the home, that the children are protected. And when something happens, the daycare is held accountable. We're seeing a lot of different types of injuries. I think the more common ones are broken bones. For example, child is not strapped down to the changing table, they roll off, broken femur. So we're seeing a lot of kind of orthopedic injuries. A lot's at stake, not only in terms of the case itself, finding specialized doctors, children's orthopedic doctors, but what's at stake is a lot for the family, particularly the parents. Injury happens to a child, they can't necessarily just step away for the week. And I think the problem also is compounded by itself because you have to pull a child 9 out of 10 times out of the daycare, which is a dangerous environment. Where do you go? Where do you go to next? Not all families have grandparents, relatives, aunts, uncles, extended family that can care for a child. So it puts them in a tough spot. What I think is important for people to know is I know this area inside and out. And I think what sets us apart in daycare injury cases is we know what to look for in terms of even sitting at open records requests, the state of Georgia, looking into prior incidents, at the daycare. I think a lot of lawyers wouldn't even know where to start. I think it'd be a detriment to a family trusting a lawyer that holds himself as a daycare lawyer, but they actually aren't a daycare lawyer. No different than me saying I'm a family law lawyer, I have someone with a divorce, and I have no clue what I'm doing. If you need a daycare lawyer, call me. I'm one of the few lawyers in Georgia that can actually do it.